By the start of 1975, it was clear that North Vietnam was on the verge of a major offensive. In January, Communist forces captured a province only 60 miles north of Saigon. In March, they attacked over here in the Central Highlands, a large mountainous area, sparsely populated, difficult to defend. The breaking point apparently came when the Communists encircled and captured the provincial capital of Ban Me Thuot. South Vietnam's President Thieu then ordered his troops to abandon the Central Highlands and the northern provinces of South Vietnam. That was the beginning of the end. Charles Collingwood described what happened next.
The South Vietnamese forces in the area broke and fled. The civilian population was already moving out, carrying what belongings they could, snaking in a pathetic column along back roads which were still uncut by the enemy. Soldiers and civilians were intermingled, and at times they came under fire, adding to the casualties and confusion. The goal was to reach the great cities of the coast, where they thought they would find safety. They did not know then that there was no safety there, and that their flight had only begun. For already, the North Vietnamese were sweeping down the coast, driving before them new floods of refugees. Outside the legendary former imperial capital of Hue, the South Vietnamese at first put up a feeble defensive effort. But no major battle was fought for Hue. Morale broke. Some of the best troops in South Vietnam simply disintegrated as fighting units. Generals abandoned their command to colonels, colonels to majors, until there was no command, and the troops joined civilians in a panicky exodus. Bruce Dunning reported on the mass migration south.
These people are just part of the greatest flight of refugees ever to occur in Vietnam in all its years of war. Many of these people had walked all the way from Quang Tri seeking safety in Hue, only to learn that they must join the thousands of Hue residents moving farther south to Da Nang, 60 miles away. The rich can leave by plane, but like the poor, they can only take what they can carry with them. The less rich can afford a ride on a bus or a truck, but the poor must walk. Young children, the old, many are barefoot, struggling along under heavy bundles. Whole families push carts weighed down with precious belongings. Soldiers are trying to get their families out of Hue. Rockets are hitting the center of the city, making everyone aware that the North Vietnamese are not far away.
The refugees came to Da Nang by ship as well as on foot. They were crowded into the ships like sardines, and, like fish, they had to be unloaded in nets. But even as the refugees swarmed ashore in Da Nang, the word was passed that Da Nang itself would be the next place to fall. The refugees who had already come so far were joined by hundreds of thousands in Da Nang seeking to escape. Perhaps 1.5 million people in all. Panic and disorder were the rule. Ships sent to help evacuate the multitude had to lie well offshore. There was a frenzied scramble to reach them. As usual, by now, the unruly, undisciplined soldiers were in the forefront. Some managed to crowd onto small boats to cross the intervening water. Others waded out as far as they could and swam for it. Some drowned. Many were left behind.